Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Paul. Thank you for either clicking on this video and giving it a little watch if you are not watching it live. But if you are here in the live stream, good evening to you. It's Friday. It's just gone 5:30 here in the UK. And yeah, we're going to take a little flight in the Boeing 737-800, the PMDG, of course. I'm going to be slurring my words already, and that's not a good start. So if you've watched the last live stream, or if you were here previously while I was live, we did encounter a little issue with the pressurization system, namely because I forgot to switch the packs on after it started up. So fingers crossed, everything's going to go good this time. I'm not going to forget that silly mistake, because that was that was genuinely an absolute nightmare, just getting that sorted again. So yeah, we're going to crack on. We are in Denver. We're going to be doing a hop over to LA. So we're going from KDEN to KLAX. So let's get in the cockpit. Let's get the aircraft started up, and we'll take it from there and see how we go. Right, so first things first, we'll get some power established to the aircraft. I'm not actually sure entirely if I've already got the GPU, the ground power unit isn't connected, so we'll have to get that connected up as well. So let me just go into ground services, request that. While that's connecting, we'll just start with all the usual things first. So parking brake is set, thrust levers on the cut-off position, landing gear is down, transponder standby. Check the electric hydraulic pumps, they are off. Bleeds set to off. Left and right packs are also off. So there's our little pre-flight checklist done. Let's get some energy into the aircraft. So we're going to go battery on, standby power is on, emergency exit lights are now armed. Get that on for the passengers. Position lights in steady already. We're not going to bother with any logo lights, and as usual, we'll try and do it the right way around this time. Do a quick fire test. I'm sure it was that. Oh, bloody hell, hitting the wrong one, aren't I? So I was doing it the wrong way around last time. This one I've actually hit the wrong switch. So yeah, great start. Great start. So ground power. We'll get on. We'll also get this APU fired up. And we'll request for our passengers to start boarding.
Boarding requested.
Now, what I've actually done with GSX this time, there was an option in the settings which I believe gets rid of the little pop-ups that appear. I think that's what it does. Hopefully, that's exactly what it'll do. Otherwise, I don't know what it is. It's a little bit of a bugbear for me when you start getting these little pop-ups every now and again saying 10 passengers boarded. Now there's 18, now there's 25, so on and so on. So I'm hoping that will have sort of eradicated that. So we'll see. We'll see if that sorts it. Alright, APU's coming back down, so that's great. APU bleed will stick on. We'll get the isolation valve to open. Left and right packs. I'll get them on. And then IRS selectors to nav. Lovely jubbly. Your damper finder sometimes flicks back, which it has. And I was at KDEN, wasn't I? There we go. the window heat on. Right, and just bear with me 1 second because again I've forgot to load the flight plan and the weather info into the PMDG folder, so I'll just do that right now. Okay, that should all be done.
How are you? I'm doing good.
So we're going from KDEN, so we put the route in, company route KDEN to KLAX. That should be there now, which it is. Flight number, United Airlines. And on this one, 747 and a 737. Okay, we're going to be departing from runway 08, which is good because we're not actually too far away from that in terms of our taxi, so that's great. Cost index on this one's 42. I think the last flight I'd done on this, it was like 8 or 9. Really, really low. Cruising altitude as well, it's suggesting that we're going to be doing 320. So that's fine, we'll have no problem with that. Transition altitude is coming up as 6,000 as well. So we'll go to 18. And in terms of weather, 24269. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's try and plan this then. Right, so departure looks like we're going from here. So 08, the Baylor 6. So there's the Baylor 6. Runway 8. So we'll execute that. And then our arrival, we're doing 24 right. I know we're doing an ILS. We'll select that, and we're doing the Angel 4, which is there. I'm just going to check. I think it might be the Circus one. Let me just double check on Navigraph. I'm sure I've seen something about the Circus transition. And yeah, there we go, Circus. So that is the one that we're doing. Okay, so we'll have a look at this one then. So it's got us on a vector here. Let me just see if I can actually get shot of that. Okay, yeah, we can get shot of that, so that's fine. We'll just step through this now. And then we've got another discontinuity. So we'll get shot of that one. And then there's the other one, Angel.
I'm right next to her. Thank you.
There's Circus. And this should be a nice little straight run in, which certainly looking that way. Yeah, so that's absolutely fine. Well, we're good. Alright, get the V-speeds in. runway as well should just be behind us to the left, which it is. Okay, fabulous. Right. Payloads. I've already done the fuel and that, so that's absolutely fine. Done the weather. I think I can actually knock that off now. So we should be all good on that front. Right, let's get the MCP done. So also throttle on. Flight directors are on. What did I say we were doing? Was it 32,000? I think it was, wasn't it? So I'm just going to switch this all the way up because we're not going to be getting any commands from ATC. We'll just literally just stick to the constraints. So 320. Heading the runway. So we're going out of runway, I think it was runway 8, wasn't it? So 83 degrees. Okay, that's looking good. Alarm LNAV and VNAV, that's fine. Also throttle's done, that's done. That's set. Auto brake. Set to rejected takeoff. And then pressurisation. I knew there was one thing I forgot. So we're already at 5,500 feet here, by the way. Right, so that's done. It looks like the passenger's done, and it does as well. A little setting I found does get rid of all the little progress reports. So I'm happy with that. Right, they've all buggered off as well, so that's great. So we'll go on to the next bit then. We'll do the before start checklist. And get our pushback all sorted. Right, so APU generators can now go on. Get all our fuel pumps switched on. Electric hydraulic pumps. We'll get our anti-collision lights on. Parking brake is still set. We'll remove the ground equipment. That's disconnecting. We'll also remove the chocks. And we'll get the guys here ready to get us pushed back. So we're going to be doing a nose left, tail right.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Our little mate there getting us sorted out.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
I love how that truck can sort of crab with its wheels facing all like different ways.
Locking gear.
Okay, we'll get the packs off. So we're going nose left, tail right.
Release parking brakes, please.
We'll get the parking brakes off for him.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay, thank you very much. Engine 2 starting. Okay, introducing the fuel. Okay, fuel ready to go for engine 1.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Okay, we'll just let the engine spool up properly. Okay, that looks stable enough to me.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
And now we'll go through our before taxi checklist. Okay, so first step is generators for engine 1 and engine 2. Probe heat sticking on. I'm not going to worry about any wing or engine anti-ice. The bleeds can go back to on. Left and right pack can go to auto, so we'll actually remember it this time. Isolation valve to auto. APU bleed can come off, and as so can the APU itself. Engine start switches will move to continuous. Flaps we're going to set to 5.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Okay,
Left is clear.
elevator
Right is
trim
clear.
we're going to set. We need 5.28. Thereabouts. And then we'll do a check on the flight controls. Okay, so rudder full left. Sorry. What's he getting me bird slayed here? So we've got full left on the yoke, full right, full back, full forward, rudder, full left, and full right. Okay, flight controls check complete. That's done. Okay, so we'll get the taxi lights on and the runway lights. Taxi lights on, runway lights on. And we're good to move. What I'll just do quickly as well is we'll just get Navigraph up just to sort of show you where we are on the apron. Now, I'm not going to lie, when I landed here the other night, because I did do a leg off stream, and the terrain was so weird. So what I've actually had to do is I've taken off the crash detection, just pure and simply because I think we might have a little bit of an issue with the train here on the ground at Denver. This I imagine is something that will need to get looked at by Asobo or Microsoft. So I'm anticipating we've got a little bit of a slope to go down here. I'm going to say little, it's quite an aggressive one. So yeah, we'll see as we're taxiing along anyway. But the plans are to go directly, well, facing the direction we're going. We're going to go to onto Mike, do a left onto Mike all the way along, and you'll see it takes us right onto the start of runway 8. So we'll get the park and brake off, and we'll be good to go. As I say, just anticipating some hostile terrain here. You can just see to the left and right. I don't think they should be looking as elevated as what they do. But we'll just have to go with it. It is what it is. I may or may not have forgotten to do that before. I'll tell you what, that's looking a little bit jazzy, isn't it? Oh wow, look at this. Yeah, so this should not be like this. And this isn't a an add-on airport or nothing. This is just the bog standard KDEN. Right, I actually need to do a left here. I'm going to try this one. Oh, wow. I think we might be stuck. Yeah, I had a few reservations of coming to Denver. We just see if we can actually get past this with some power. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Genuinely don't know why this airport's like this though. Right, what I might have to do is just do a little bit of cheating here. Now, whether or not I'm going to lose points on a pilot's life for that, just using slew mode there, I don't know. Hopefully not. I'll be a little miffed if it marks us down there, though. This needs some serious attention. But yeah, if anyone is watching this post the live stream, please do let me know if you are having issues currently at Denver. As I say, the airport code is Kilo Delta Echo November KDEN. Hopefully it's not just an issue on my end. But as I say, I've got no add-ons here. This is just all default. You see there's a little bit of uneven terrain here as well. This is looking a little bit questionable. Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, something definitely not right here. I'm thinking when I generate the next schedule on a pilot's life as well, I definitely have to keep my eyes peeled just to make sure this one doesn't come up because, you know, we're pretty much on the main apron where we were. So especially if you're getting a departure out on, like, say, runway 8, it's going to be an absolute nightmare. Unless it gets looked at, so... Okay, we'll just hold here with the rest of our configs and then line up. Okay, so parking brakes are on. Right, so what I want to do now is fuel pumps are all on. Flight instruments, we've done a check on them. Engine instruments, they were looking good. Just want to reset the fuel flow. There we go. And then we'll get the landing lights on. Taxi lights can come off. Strobe light, so strobe and steady. Wing lights can come on. Transponder TARA. Traffic button. Okay, parking brakes are going off. Just make sure I've taken that taxi light off. Ourselves lined up. Okay, and we'll get up into the air. There's 80 knots. So looking at 151 for V1. Or something like that.
V1.
Okay, pulling back. And we've got a positive rate, gear going up. Just going to make sure this flight director actually settles, doesn't go above 20 degrees pitch. I'll just fly this round manually. As you can see, we're already at nearly 7,000 feet. Okay, I'm happy for flaps to go up. Okay, command A is on. Lovely jubbly, so on auto brakes off. Gear lever, engine switches, 2 off. Runway turn off lights off. Okay, next one is 10,000 feet checklist. Okay, it's just on the way up. All we need to do is switch our barometer over to standard. We'll be doing that at 18,000 feet. It's always crazy. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, what haven't I done? What have I forgot? I'm just going back through my checklist, and I don't feel I've missed anything off. Nothing important like the packs. And they're both on. Both sets of auto, so that's good. Okay, coming up to 17,000 feet, so just another 1,000. And we'll switch over to standard. Okay, 18,000 standard set. Topic climb looks to be in approximately 80 miles away. We'll put ourselves to program. And the first officer can go to the legs page. Beautiful. Yeah, just to quickly say, I have got some ideas for some videos that I am going to make a start on, hopefully this weekend. I don't know when they will be uploaded. I'm not going to put any sort of, I don't know, give myself any deadlines to meet. But yeah, pre-recorded footage will be coming to the channel as well. That was the reason why I made the switch to YouTube. But for now, enjoy the climb. We've got another 12,000 feet to go, and we've got a hell of a distance to get through on this flight. So you're probably not going to be hearing me talk much. Again, if anyone's in the chat, please feel free. Chat away. You got any questions? And if you've got some criticisms, which I'm sure many people will have watching this, feel free to direct them my way. But yeah, 708 nautical miles so we get to LAX. Tell you what, for an area that hasn't had anything in the way of like world updates, even this looks just lovely to be flying over. Tell you what, we picked a good wing shot there, didn't we? Watching that just dip. Oh, that, I think that looks just incredible. Okay, we'll get back on the flight deck. Just not far off now from flight level 320. And I think what we'll do as well is just extend the range on the navigation display. There we go. So looking good, just under 320 miles now. Or actually, probably more like 300, isn't it? To Jassy. Let's have a little look. Actually, yeah, 295 miles. Oh, big boy, sorry mate, I've just been on a different screen. How you doing? I have changed the latency as well in terms of my replies, so let's give it a try. If you're still there, mate, let's see how long of a delay there is. There is another setting that I can select, but it does say possibly. There you go, you've just said hi. I wonder how many seconds late that is. But yeah, there is another latency setting that I can change, which will make it super quick, but it does warn of a, I think, a reduction in quality. Oh, you're counting this now, yeah? Well, I think Scooby was saying the other night when he was in the last one that he was getting like about maybe, what, 20-30 second delay? 8 seconds-ish. Yeah, okay. Well, as I say, there is another one I could maybe try on my next stream and maybe reduce the latency even more. Because it says it's like super responsive, so it's probably more, you know, live time. Like pretty much instant. But as I say, it does warn you that the quality of the stream might be lower. But it's something I can try, because, I mean, to be honest, it probably wouldn't hurt me when I'm doing these live streams. Well, when I'm doing the live videos anyway, because, let's be honest, it's probably more important, isn't it? Having the quicker interaction with anyone who pops in. Well, obviously, when I'm doing pre-recorded stuff, I don't have to worry about that. So we'll see. As I say, I'll give it a try on maybe one of my streams to do, you know, tomorrow or Sunday. I'll set it on the super responsive option, and hopefully it'll be pretty instantaneous. But yeah, we're just flying back into LA. We've taken off from Denver. Now, I can't actually remember the name of the airport. I know it's in Denver. It might be like Denver International. Let's see. Yeah, Denver International. But yeah, this is where we've flown from. KDEN. And now we're just sort of heading sort of southwest. So we're on a course of 225. Or 224, the aircraft's actually tracking. On our way to Jassy. And of course as well, whether you're watching this live or if you're watching this post-stream, if anyone wants to add me on Volanta. What the hell was that noise then? Thought I had a switch change in the cockpit then. Feel free to... Oh, no. Bloody hell. Yeah, feel free to add me on Volanta. Paul with Paul. And you too can be one of my friends. But no, on a serious note, it's good when you've got more people on that as well. Added as friends on Volanta, because you can sort of track each other's, you know, progress, performance, see where everyone's been flying to and that. Really like that. So, estimated time until we get to our destination, it's currently, in fact, I'll tell you what, let me just make sure, because sometimes, oh yeah, it's fallen behind a little bit. There we go, we're on proper live time now. So it's currently 17:29 UTC. And I reckon we'll get there at 19:05. So we've got about an hour and a half until touchdown. Just trying to see where the sun was. Yeah, so just to touch on that, so at the moment, I've actually switched multiplayer off just because I was, before it actually went live, there was all sorts of like dickheads at Denver. Although I probably shouldn't swear, should I? Yeah, so it can do. Like, you do get messages that pop up every now and again if it says your bandwidth's a bit low, and because it uses the power of the internet as well to provide the terrain data, you can actually see, you know, it'll still work, but the terrain might not look as good as what it should. And it's pretty amazing because, well, when I say it's pretty amazing, it's crazy to think that it does that and it gets, you know, all the terrain data and info and all that, which is downloaded via the cloud or streamed via the cloud. When you consider how large the game is, and then it's saying that it needs to have like these streaming services running in the background for all that data, it's just crazy. Like, take X-Plane for instance. Like, don't get me wrong, there's no comparison with, you know, how X-Plane looks compared to Microsoft Flight Sim. But X-Plane doesn't offer anything like the you know, the cloud, like the streaming services. It's literally, you know, if you want a slightly better detailed you know, terrain for say Europe, then there's, you know, an add-on, a free add-on which you download, which is, you know, a good few gig. But then of course things like X-Plane, you probably find as well, there'll be all like the third party stuff as well that you can download. So so Flight Sim will still work, it'll be absolutely fine, but you've just got to just be aware that, you know, regardless of what settings you've got on in terms of your display settings, you may still find that it's not going to look as good in some areas if it's detecting that your bandwidth might be a little bit low. Which in turn as well, to be honest with you, I think that actually like disconnects the online services as well completely from time to time if it detects your bandwidth's too low. So like seeing other players in the air and stuff. So it's one of them, but the thing is, mate, I know you tried downloading it as well, didn't you, a few weeks back, and then obviously it didn't end up bloody installing properly and that, so I wouldn't want to, I don't know, what's the word? I wouldn't want to encourage you to go through all that downloading again and, you know, losing like, you know, 3 or 4 days or whatever it was that it took you last time. So, but in terms of you flying the aircraft and stuff, you won't lag. I mean, as long as like your graphical settings aren't set too high for your hardware, you know, in terms of your internet, that won't make a blind bit of difference. Okay, what I'll do as well, as soon as we get the chassis, that's when I'll start putting in the descent information. And of course, the put in the forecast data for the weather. No, it shouldn't be made. Honestly, it shouldn't. It shouldn't make a blind bit of difference. Like when you're saying you had it installed before the anniversary edition and it ran okay with the internet, then great. If your PC let it down, the only thing you can do to like remedy that is reduce your like your visual settings, like, you know, your resolution, and then all the different options, like whether you can turn things from, like, you know, between like low, medium, high, whatever. You know, you might just have to muck around with a load of them and you know, just lower them. You see, the thing is, you don't need an awfully high FPS on Flight Sim to enjoy it. Okay, so you got to the what, a GPU as well, yeah? Okay. The big thing of Flight Sim, I know people who have got, you know, quite old graphics cards, but they still get good performance, because this focuses as well a lot on your CPU. It's quite a, you know, intensive title on your CPU, and again, the only way you're gonna remedy that is just lowering settings. But as I said, this isn't a title, even though I'm, you know, buzzing because, you know, I'll get bloody, you know, depending on what aircraft I'm in, I could be getting like, you know, 70, 80, 90, 100 FPS. You know, a lot of people who play Flight Sim are happy when they get in 30. It's not a competitive game. It's not something which, you know, like, look at me right now in the sky, you know, being up here at 32,000 feet. You know, I wouldn't need this to be running at, like, you know, my maximum monitor refresh rate or nothing. And again, I'm not losing out to anyone because, again, it's not something which is competitive. You're just flying. Now, obviously, first-person shooters, everyone wants to always try and make sure they've got the, you know, the most FPS they can get, you know, because that's to your benefit. But for a title like this, yeah, you don't need to be getting super high frames. Nice if you've got it, but if you haven't, then, you know, you don't need to worry about it too much. So again, this is offering you, like, this is being completely honest. So I'd say I sit somewhere in the realm of being someone who likes flying in the flight sim for fun, but also likes the aircraft that I'm flying to have a higher level of fidelity. So, for instance, you know, I'm not one of these really hardcore simmers when it comes to Flight Sim, where I have to go through every single step of a very comprehensive checklist. But at the same time, like, I am using a checklist for this aircraft, because I've paid the money to have something which is, you know, modelled you know, as close to the real thing as possible. So flights, I tend to, if I'm flying, you know, if I'm flying this aircraft, normally I look for flights that are about, you know, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours max. Lately I've been doing ones which are slightly longer, but I'm not interested in long haul flights. Like, I'm not interested really in doing like 4, 5, 6+ hour flights. And this is the thing, right? When I'm doing an airliner flight, you know, there's other things which I'm paying for. Like, there's an application which gives me access, you know, to all the different charts that I need. And for me, when I'm flying the likes of this 737, I'm not too interested in just sitting there in the cruise like what I am now. You know, for me, it's all about getting set up on the ground, getting the aircraft started up, taxiing to the runway, taking off, flying it for a little bit by hand, you know, flying the departure. Then I'll switch it onto the autopilot, make sure it's set up properly. But the cruise doesn't do nothing for me. It's then all about getting it back down to the ground, doing the descent, making sure that the arrival and the approach and the landing, you know, I'm hitting right. So I don't get these, like, don't get me wrong, each to their own, but I don't know how people can enjoy sitting there doing long haul flights. For me, that's just not what I'm about. But there's so many other types of flying that you can enjoy in Microsoft Flight Simulator. You know, it's not about just flying airliners or tubes. You know, there's bush planes, you know, STOL aircraft, short takeoff and landing ones. You know, if you want to do like low level flying through mountains, you know, like for instance the Rockies or whatever. You know, there's so many different types of flying disciplines that you can enjoy in the sim. It's not just all about these jets. Like, I love flying this aircraft because, well, for one anyway, I've spent a good bit of money on this, I'm not going to lie. But I'll give you an example. The default Airbus A320, which comes included with the sim, you know, I've flown it like once or twice, but it's just not got that fidelity that I'm looking for when I'm flying an airliner. It's like, if I can't do all these things when I'm on the ground, then I'm losing a lot of what I enjoy when I'm flying an airliner. But this is why I buy things like Warbirds. You know, it's nice to jump into them every now and again, like that recent one, the Messerschmitt that I got. But this is the other thing with flight simulation. Although there's, you know, some half decent freeware models out there, for you to get the most out of the sim, that's where the third party developers come in, who make incredible products. But that's when you start spending a small fortune. But no, to answer it, if you get bored of 30-minute flights, you know, you don't have to be flying, you know, twin engine airliners. You know, fly a single or a twin prop. You know, just do little hops. Doesn't matter if they're like 50 miles long or 100 miles long. And it'll definitely keep you more active, or it'll keep you more probably entertained or busy if you're flying them by hand as well. But yeah, there's loads of different ways to fly on the sim. Right, we're not too far away from Jassy now. Where are we? 127 miles. Let's have a look on that side. Look at that. Okay, so I think we've got about an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, it's still 1905. Well, sorry, 1906. It's just changed to that second. Just to touch on something as well in terms of the usual length of flights I do. So this one was, I think, just short of 800 nautical miles, or 750, something like that. I do tend to, when I'm flying these airliners, look for flights of maybe no more than like 400 and 450. Because then you normally finish them within, like, say, an hour and a half. And that's just going from start to finish. And certainly when I generate the next schedule on a pilot's life, that's what I'll be doing. I'm just going to be setting it to shorter legs. So again, all that does, it just means that the amount of time you're spending in cruise is just tiny in comparison. Like, to think that I'm approximately 320 nautical miles from my top of the scent, that sort of distance is usually, you know, the length of flights that I tend to undertake more often than not. So this flight's like doing 2 in 1 for me. But anyway, we've got good weather. Skies, as you can see, fairly clear. We have got live weather on at the moment as well. We're on live time. And yeah, it's looking lovely. Nothing obscuring our view to the ground below. Really nice. And it looks like we're going to be flying overhead a nice sort of mountainous terrain below. Oh yeah, of course, the wireless one, isn't it? The new one that you picked up. Yeah. As I say, my keyboard and mouse genuinely are nothing special. I've spent in the past. I've spent. I think I've already told you. Like, you know, I paid for a really good keyboard and mouse, which ultimately didn't last. Well, then again, I think I probably had them for the best part of maybe a year, 18 months, and then spilt a full mug of coffee. And that was the end of that one. So, yeah, just using a very cheap £10 keyboard. It is wired. And the mouse is just a cheap wired Corsair one. But as I say, I you know, the types of games I play now don't tend to be of like a competitive nature. You know, I might play a first-person shooter every once in a while. Like, for instance, Hell Let Loose. I do need to get back on that, but I don't find there's anything out there which will, you know, make me better just for spending more money. I mean, don't get me wrong, £30 for your wireless keyboards, you know, that's a steal, mate. That's an absolute steal. It does look good. But yeah, I think the days of spending like 200 quid on something like that for me, just completely, completely gone. Right, according to the Volanta little route tracker on the top of the screen, it looks like we're just past the halfway point. Now, this doesn't measure the progress in terms of miles, but literally your distance to the to your destination. So, for instance, if I was to start, you know, turning to the left now, flying away from where we're landing at LAX, you'd see that no more progress would continue creeping in on that bar. Okay, approximately 25 miles away from Jassy. That's when we'll start our right turn. But yeah, just look at those formations below. Little John Bon, eh? I haven't heard that song for ages. Do you know what? I don't think I've got me OBS set up to record. Oh, sorry, to capture music on Spotify. So there's nothing stopping me sticking that on in my ears, is there? Nope, there you go. Oh, it's alright, mate. I know it's not playing. I can see my audio levels. Nothing's coming through. Good try, though. Good try, mate. Yeah, that's the way it should be. So what's happening in 7 days then, mate? What can't you wait for? Oh yeah, of course. Forgot about that. Ends of the month, yeah. Oh damn! Is it like a brand new like fresh install then? Yeah. What's the hell? Damn. Yeah, it's like a full install, and it's strange that it's not just like a little like update that you can apply. But if it's got to be done, it's got to be done. Yeah, all good, mate. Big boy's back. Getting close to that top of the scent. About 200 miles away. Much better than when it was like 600 odd miles away. So you're going to try and see if you can handle 2 streams at once, eh? Brave man. Yeah, I'm going to try and jump on trucking or farmer myself at some point. I think with trucking, I think I'm waiting for like John Ruder's RAM to come out. Well, the update. Because his new cargo looks awesome. And speaking of farming as well, I sort of predicted that we might see Court Farms by the end of the month. So I'll have to check on that, see if he's done any more updates. Right, tell you what, since we're getting, well, still not dead close to us, but we're on our way there, so we might as well get ourselves set up. So, do the forecast. Again, it's 18,000 feet in the US. So we'll set that. We'll get our QNH. Then again, this is a problem actually, because I don't know how the hell I'm meant to put the QNH in. Because it's set to states, isn't it? So what I might have to do is, so A3006. I'll have to do it this way, won't I? So if I set that to HPA. So I'll do 3006. So 1018. I think that's the only way we can do it. But that's what it is in inches anyway. 3006. And it reckons that is 1018 in hectopascals. Okay, loads all the weather. Okay, brilliant. And then if we go to our approach ref, we're doing flaps 40. And then we've got a course of 251. And we need a frequency in the nav 108.5. Okay, that's that set up. Also have a little look at the charts. Bring that up on the screen. Okay, so for the glide slope it's 2,200. What's our decision altitude? 222. Yeah, we cat 2 or we cat 3? Oh, it just says refer to minimums. Cat 2. 222. It is Barrow, isn't it, that? Okay, 222 set. Right, so we're all good and ready for when we get to top of the descent. Right, we can change the ND as well. We're just going to dial that into 160. So yeah, about just under 120 miles away. Probably more like 110 maybe. 160, and there you go. Getting close there. Suppose I didn't really have to say that though, did I? That goes without saying. Okay, fuel lights come on. Centre tanks should be empty. Once they are, switch them off. The jubbly. Okay, and that's approximately 80 miles until we start our descent now. Right, very close to the top of the descent now. Just going to make sure everything is looking good. So we've got our approach speed reference set in the FMC. We've got our localizer frequency, which is also set 108.5. The ILS localizer course, which was 251 degrees. Altimeter is set 30.06. The MCP altitude as well. Oh god, no, the MCP altitude, see. And this is why you go through these checks. So I think we were going down to, I think it was at 2,200. Let me just double check. So yeah, 10,000 at Skull, but yeah, for the glide slope 2,200. So we're putting 2,200 in, and that will allow the aircraft to continue the descent. It'll stick to any constraints which is bestowed upon it, but we'll then be at the height to capture that glide slope when we get to Kobe. So happy days. The aircraft as well has started descending now, so brilliant. What, you've been sat here on mute? Wonder why the ground looked the same. Yep, so there we go, descent started. Fabulous. So we've done all that, so we don't need to do anything now until we get to the point where we're passing 10,000 feet, but of course because our transition altitude as well over here is 18,000 feet, we just need to change that from standard to 30.06 inches. And then we'll get ready for the stuff for passing 10,000. So we're looking good anyway. It did estimate that we were going to be arriving at, was it like 5 or 6 minutes past 7? I'm going to guess that might have checked. Oh yeah, it's actually saying 7:04. So we'll keep our eyes on that, because you know what, I'm genuinely not used to that sticking around the initial estimation it gives you. So we're doing all right. So we'll just monitor the sensors. We're going to be keeping our eyes on here. It's just this little this magenta triangle that you can see. So of course, as usual, if that drops below the artificial horizontal indicator, just need to get the speed brakes out. But yeah, we're looking good. Okay, so you can see it's just dropped below there a little bit, but we're not getting any warnings to use drag yet. As long as it stays close to that line, we're good. It starts dropping off below that. Much more we'll start consider getting those slats out. We'll just zoom in on the ND. I think probably what I'll do at this point as well is just have a little look on Navigraph and just see what the airport layout's like. Because again, I've only really taken off from here. I think we were coming in from what runway? Let me just double check. Yeah, so 24 right. So if we get Navigraph open again. Yeah, so 24 right. I think there's a Bradley International Terminal. We'll see if we can get along here anyway. So we're probably going to be looking, depends how quick I can get off, whether I'm going to get off on Zulu or Alpha Alpha. But we'll try and get off at Zulu, turn on to Echo. And then we'll get off at Kilo. I'd really... Well, then again, saying that, I'm wondering if I can get off at Zulu. No, we'll go all the way across Zulu. Zulu, Echo, Kilo. I think that's going to be the plan. But yeah, you can see, look at that, it's gone back up. So still on profile. Okay, still at 18,000 feet. That's the point when we change over. So we're looking for 3006. Just being set. We're going to get the speed brakes out because we are just above profile. There we go. We'll just get that to come back in line. Okay, we'll retract speed brakes. We'll keep them armed. As I say, hopefully we'll be on the ground in about 15 minutes time. Welcome back again, big boy. Yeah, so we're currently just about to enter a different phase of flight now. We are... I just knocked that off. Yeah, so we're on our arrival anyway. We're nearly on our approach. As soon as we get to Circus, that'll be our point where we start our approach phase. Oh, so you're thinking of getting Train Sim World 3, yeah? Need to save. Gotta get dinner. No worries, mate. Patrick, how are you doing? I'm just gonna make sure we stay on profile here. Ah, good stuff, man. Good to hear. Looking forward to a weekend of pleasure, mate. Oh, I'm so glad it's Friday. Right, 13,000 feet. Oh, nice. Yeah, do you know what? I was speaking to one of the other lads yesterday. Who was watching my stream, and same thing, mate. Yeah, he said, you know, it's one of the things he's signed up to. YouTube Premium. I've got it myself. Just probably the amount of time I spend just having a little look, going through all these, you know, going on all these little rabbit holes. It's worth it. Without a doubt, it's worth it. Yeah, I'm yet to understand how the sort of ad situation works for people as well when they're watching streams. I don't know if you get interrupted during someone who's doing a live stream, if they pop up every so many minutes or every 15 or half an hour. I've moved over from Twitch. Nothing to do with what's been going on. Just purely from a creation point of view. I'm not in a position where I can religiously put a lot of content out every week, but I do want to get into doing some like pre-recorded stuff on the various simulators that I play. And I was like, you know what, I can't really be getting into YouTube doing that and still managing to do like live streams on Twitch. So moving forward, this is going to be the platform that I'm sticking to. Yeah, exactly, mate. Right, we just passed 11,000 feet. So passing 10,000, it's going to be landing lights, logo and wing lights, passenger signs, and set the auto brake. I think we're going to go for I think we're going to set it for number 3. I need to get off at Zulu. I think I've just realised who you are as well, mate. It just took me a moment or two to twig. Yeah. I was like, oh, I know who it is. I'm not used to your name, mate. Right, landing lights on. Logo and wing lights on. Passenger signs, get your seatbelts on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And I say the auto brake we're going to be setting to, I think we'll set it to, I don't know if to set it to max or not. We'll set it to 3. Yeah, how you doing anyway, mate? Oh god, you know what? Look at my, I need to get right down here. That profile didn't half jump up then. Oh, congrats. Congrats, mate. Right, this is only descending it. 500 feet a minute as well. So what we'll do is we'll just override this. Just need to make sure this falls in line with that. Oh, nice. 43 years. Oh, nice, man. No, it's still not doing it, that is it. So V speed. I've got no idea where Storm is, mate. Well, sorry, I do. Sort of. He's, so his new PC's come now. He's been getting flight sim set up for that, mate. So he's hoping to be online tomorrow. But yeah, I know he's had a bit of a muck around, you know, trying to get all that set up and everything. So right, so we're currently flaps 10 now. Runway's a long way off, but we are still. So it's up just over here. But of course we are just over profile. So what I'm just trying to do now is just get this on profile by our next waypoint. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's enough, mate. Absolutely. Right, we'll see if that's dropped us down enough. We'll get VNav enabled. There we go. VNav's enabled. Check altitude target. Yeah, because I've probably just gone a little bit under. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So 23 miles out. I'll get a VNav back on now. So we are under profile, but much better than being over profile. There we go. Okay, so we're all good now. And as I say, just looking back on the charts from earlier on, 2,200 when we get to Kobe. 2,200 feet is when we intercept the glide slope. Okay, 17 miles out. Okay, just over 10 miles out. We're going to drop the gear. There you go, 3 green going to 15 flaps. We're going to arm the approach. Okay, so we're on the glide slope. You better not be judging me. I'm just getting a little notification as well on the YouTube studio that I might be getting a bit of buffering, so I do apologise if that's happening to you. Okay, we're going to go full flaps. Message has gone off now, so... Oh no, it's come back on. Typical that it does it just while I'm landing, eh? It's probably the amount of data that LA's using.
1,000.
Okay, 1,000 call out, disconnect. Yeah, I thought it might be. YouTube's telling me that anyway, so it's a bit of a shame. It's probably because the area that I've come into. Probably flight sim just hogging all the resources.
400.
Oh, that's a shame.
300. 200. Approaching minimums.
Okay, we're going to continue.
100 minimums. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame if it's done that, because it's been great all flight. And then of course that's happened. Still not any better. What a ball ache, hey? Yeah, it's not good. Not what I wanted. It's not for the video as well, you know. Okay, need to turn the probe heat off. Right, now it's telling me it's gone back to normal. Yeah, apologise for that. I think it's just why probably because I've not really been in this area and it's quite congested. Flight Sim was probably just hogging up all the resources for the area. That's the only downsides when it uses all that. Did you see the landing? I actually went a little slow because I was too busy looking at all the info YouTube was giving me. That's how the stream was going a bit dodgy. Right, so the APU's on, so we'll put the generators on. Go on, mate. Right, we're not going on Echo, are we? Yeah, it's all good, mate. Look, I won't be in the stream, mate, because it'll have come to an end by then. But I'll be in Discord. That's all good, man. Thanks for letting me know, big boy. Right, so we're looking for Kilo. I think this might be Kilo. Yeah, Kilo. This is the one. I mean, I've just picked this one. This is probably going to be, is this Delta's or American Airlines? That's all good. We'll go to that one because it says United on it, eh? It's one big thing when you're in the States, the airports are absolutely massive. Right, okay, we're down. So, parking brakes are set. Runway taxi lights off. Anti-ice is off. Window heat is off. Engine fuel control levers can go off. APU bleed can go on. Okay, just check that in a pilot's life. Okay, that's all good and saved. Right, so APU bleed is on. Bleeds can go off. Isolation valve go to open. Passengers, you can now take those belts off. You're good. Hydraulic electric fuel pumps can go off. Fuel pumps can go off. Anti-collision lights off. Flight directors are now off. And we'll get the doors open. So let's get the jetway in here.
The boarding requested.
That's a good view, isn't it?
Passengers deboarding starting.
Right, so there we go. Another flight done. And again, I know you can't see the scores because it's another pop-up which the streaming software doesn't actually capture. If we go to the logbook, that last one that I've just saved. And there we go. Denver to LA. We got 100. So absolutely bob on, made up with that. And on the dashboards, we're now up to 8,749 XP out of the 10,000. So just over another 1,500 to get. And then happy days. We'll be at the same rank as Storm. Just want to catch him up. But yeah, brilliant. But that's that done. Anyway, so I'm just going to do my usual and say thank you very much, those of you who are in here. And again, if you're watching this post live stream, you're watching this on the playback, thank you very much for watching the video. again, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Do appreciate it, and it lets me know. You know, if you guys are into this sort of stuff. So I'm going to say me farewell. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'll catch you all soon. And don't forget to check out the Discord.